Okay, so today we're talking about prop bets. Everybody wants to know about prop bets. So, prop bets, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 number bets. One number bets are nice and simple. If somebody bets $1 on a specific number, we know that when it hits, it's going to win whatever the odds are. Somebody bets an aces, it's going to pay 30 to 1. All we have to do is look at the amount of money they bet and multiply it times the amount that the odds are. So if they bet $1, they win 30. If they bet $5, they win 150. Nice and simple. Same thing on the 12. If they bet the aces or the ace deuce, $1 would get $15. Why? Because it pays 15 to 1. 11 pays 15 to 1, it would pay $75. That's your one number bets, nice and simple. If they bet a hard way pays 7 to 1 on the 4 and 10. It pays 9 to 1 on the 6 and 8, and it's only stays up unless only if it rolls easy or if a player sevens out, but it's still just put it there and leave it there. It pays the odds that are listed on the layout. Two number bets, the one that we pay probably the most. Two number bets can be any two combinations on the dice. They're usually going to be either 15 to 1s or 30 to 1s. That's it. There's only two odds that they can use. Someone bets a high-low. We put $1 each on the 12 and the aces. They both pay 30 to 1. 30 minus 1, the bet pays 29. If they bet $4, 60 minus 2, $58. When does it get a little bit more difficult? When someone throws in a $5 bet. Someone throws in a $5 high-low, and the high side rolls. It's a 30 to 1. There's 250 on each. So we have a key. The key is we blackjack the $5. $5 blackjack is $7.50. Add a 0, which becomes $75. Minus the 250, we round up to 3 because the house gets all the breakage. That bet would pay $72. If they bet an aces ace deuce, and you have two numbers and the aces roll, it's the exact same key. Blackjack, add a 0, minus half the bet, pays $72. If they bet an aces ace deuce and the ace deuce rolls, well, now it's a 15 to 1. Any two number bet that rolls, all we have to remember is that if it's a low side ace deuce or yo rolls, or if we're betting like a two-way 5 and any 5 rolls, just remember 7 times the bet. That's it. You don't have to add anything or subtract anything. Any two number bet pays 7 times the bet on the low side. That's it. That's your easiest way to pay your two bets on two ways to a number. So if they bet an 11-12, 11 rolls, 7 times the bet, $35. If they bet 11-12 and the high side rolls, blackjack, add a 0, minus the bet. Three number bets. Three number bets are any three combinations that the player wants. They can move it around, they can take whatever ones they want, they can bet a three-way crap, they can bet a three-way 7 on the hop, they can bet a three-way 6 on the hop. We don't care where they put the money, we just need a quick way to pay that bet. So if they bet a three-way crap and the low side rolls, the easy side, ace deuces, anything that's an ace deuce, a yo, three-way 6 and an easy 6 rolls, three-way 8 and an easy 8 rolls, three-way 7 and any, obviously all three combinations of 7 are easy. So it doesn't matter if the low side rolls 1 unit, $1, right? Add a 0, $10, okay? Plus the entire bet. There's $3 here. 1 unit, add a 0, $10, plus the $3. That payoff would be $13, okay? It's a three-way 7, and any one of the 7s rolled, 1 unit, add a 0, $1, $10, plus the $3 bet. $13 is the payoff. What if they were betting $15? 1 unit, $5, add a 0, 50, plus the 15 is $65. If it's a three-way crap and the ace deuce rolls, it's still the same key. It doesn't matter what three combinations that they bet, as long as a 15 to 1 rolls, 1 unit, add a 0, plus the whole bet, okay? Now this time, the high side rolls, the 30 to 1 rolls. So they bet a three-way crap, and the 12 roll, the aces roll. Let's say the aces roll. just take the entire bet, $15, add a 0, $150 minus the 2 units that lost. Because remember, only one of these 3 can win, right? You're basically betting the aces, the ace deuce, and the 12. So only one of these can win at a time. So you can break them down and go, okay, well, 150 minus 10, I got to pay this player 140, certainly acceptable. But in the heat of the moment, in a busy game, we don't have time to break every bet down. So that's how we do it. We just add a 0, 15 plus a 0, 150, minus 10, 140 is the payoff. It's no different than if they bet $75. 75, add a 0, 750, minus the 2 units, minus 50, this bet pays $700. If they bet a 3-way 7, and one of these bets hits, 7 rolls, 25, okay, add a 0, 250, plus the 75, this bet pays $325. Why? Because if you bet a $25 straight up bet on a 15-to-1, that pays $375. A quick way to do that is all you have to do is blackjack add a 0 on that bet if you're not sure what it pays. So a $25 blackjack pays $37.50, add a 0, $375. So that's if you have a single number. If someone should happen to throw an odd amount at you, like $45 ace deuce, well, I know, just figure out what blackjack is on 45 and add a 0, and that's the payoff, okay? So in this case, it would be $67.50, right? So this bet would pay $675. Right. That's 3 number bets. 4 number bets. 4 number bets are usually a horn bet, or maybe they'll hop the easy 6s and the easy 8s. So they're still the same bet, right? A horn bet has 2 30-to-1s and 2 15-to-1s. An easy 6 and 8 has 2 15-to-1s and 2 15-to-1s. So on the low side, if you look at this, if a yo rolls, that pays 15-to-1 on that dollar. 15 minus the 3 that lost pays $12, which is the exact same thing if they hop the 6 and 8s or they hop the 5 and 9s. Doesn't matter because it's still one unit can only win, right? Okay, 15 minus 3, it still pays $12. So on any 4 number low side 15-to-1 bet, 3 times the bet. So if I had 5 and 9s hopping and it hits $4, 4 times 3 pays $12. If I have a $4 horn and ace deuce or the yo rolls, 3 times the bet pays $12. Okay. What do we see? We don't see a lot of dollars, right? Most of our bets are in 5. So if I have 2-way 5 and 2-way 9s hopping and it hits, I know I just paid that $60, 3 times the bet. If it's easy 6 and easy 8s, and any one of the easy 6s and 8s roll, it's 3 times the bet, $60, which is the same as if they bet a $20 horn. Low side rolls, strictly 3 times the bet, $20 times 3, $60 is the payoff. When does it change? When the 30-to-1 rolls. So we can break it down and go, well, I know 5 times 30 is 150, 150 minus 15, pay this player $135. But what if it's an odd amount? They bet a $15 horn. Well, I can't break, yes, I can break it down, but I don't have change, right? So I have to have the key. And the key on the high side of the horn is 7 times the bet. 7 times 15 is 105. And then I have to think about divide 4 into 15. 4 goes into 15, 3 point something, right? We automatically round up to 4. Why? Because if I put $1 here, that would be a $16 bet. 4 does go into 16, but 4 does not go into 15. So 4 goes into 15, 3 something. We automatically round up to 4. 105 minus 4. This bet would pay 101. So a simple way of just remembering, a $4 horn is the winner minus the 3 losers, or 7 times the bet. 7 times 4 is 28, and take away 1 unit. The 1 unit that won, $27. If it was $10, 7 times the bet, $70. 4 goes into 10, 2. We automatically round up to 3 because we know there's some change involved. 7 times 10 is 70, minus the 3. A $10 horn would pay $67. Okay. If they bet $12, Well, 12 is actually divisible by 4, correct? So what is 7 times 12? 84. We would deduct, you have 3, 6, 9, 12, correct? So 84 minus the 3, a $12 horn would win $81. We prefer they bet it proper. It's easier to do the math, but that doesn't always happen. So we have to just kind of go off of what happens, okay? From there, we go to 5-number bets. A 5-number bet is 5 units, not necessarily 5 numbers, it's 5 units. There is one 5-number bet on the table, and it's called a world bet. It's a $4 horn plus the 7. That's the only really true 5-number bet. There are other ways that they can bet 5 numbers. They could hop the 3-way 6 and a 2-way 9, and that also is 5 units, correct? You have 4 15s and 1 30-1, the hard 6, if they're hopping the 3-way 6 and a 2-way 9. Only the hard 6 is a 30-1, the other ones would all be a 15-1. Okay. World bet is the winner. So if they bet a world bet into 12 rolls, it's the winner minus the 4 losers. 30 minus 4 is $26. All right. If the ace deuce or yo rolls, it's 15 minus 4, which is $11. So if the high side hits, you're going to give the player $26. And if the low side rolls, you're going to give the player $11. Now, what if the 7 rolls? Well, $1 would win $4. They have $4 bet on the horn. 4 minus 4. A world bet and a 7 rolls, it is always a push. You never have to pay anything. You just say, sorry, ma'am, sir, your world's a push. And you leave it at that. High side on the world gets 26. Low side on the world gets $11. And so for every nickel that they bet on the world, that's what they're going to win. They're either going to get 26 or they're going to get 11. And that's for your 5-unit world bet. Well, what if I want to bet a horn high 12, which is $1 on the aces, $1 on the ace deuce, $1 on the yo, and $1 on the 12, and a horn high is where instead of betting an additional number, they're betting an additional chip on whichever one of these horn bets they want to be high on. So in this case, they choose the 12. So if they're high on the 12, it's still the same thing. If a 30-1 rolls, that's not the direct hit. Remember, there are direct hits because I have $2 on the 12. We'll get to that in a second. So if a 30-1 rolls, just like here, it's always going to get 30 minus 4. It too is always going to get $26. And if a low side rolls, the ace deuce or the yo rolls, it's going to be 15 minus 4. It's always going to get $11. It's the same thing on any 5-unit bet. There are only 2 times that you're ever going to pay something different. And that is if they bet a horn high 12, 30-1, and the 12 rolls, it's 60 minus 3, and that pays 57. Okay? At that point, we have to know that, remember, a direct hit, all of this is thrown out the box. We know it's always going to get 11 or 26 on a 5-unit bet on a 30-1 or a 15-1. But when it's a direct hit, we have to do the math. 60 minus 3 is 57. What is the key? So a horn high 12 is not going to look, we're not going to see these 5 whites. So we're going to have a key to pay that because it's just going to be sitting there like that. And we're going to be going, okay, what do I do? You know, like if we haven't learned the math side of it yet. So the key for the horn high 12 is to just add a 0 to it. So you have a $5 bet, you add a 0, becomes $50, right? 50. And then what does a $5 place bet on the 9 pay? $7. So the key, the easy way to pay a horn high 12 or a horn high aces, it doesn't matter which one it's high on a 30-1, either one, if it's a direct hit. So if they bet a horn high aces and it's a direct hit, add a 0, $50, plus with a $5 pay on the place bet, $7. which is the same as doing the math. 60 minus 3 is also $57. So that's your key for a 5-number bet on the high side. On the low side, and they bet a $4 horn, and they want to go high, say on the ace deuce. Now they're high on a 15-1, right? They're not high on a 30-1 any longer. They're high on a 15-1. We know the high side is going to get $57, but what is the low side going to get? 30 minus 3, $27. So that bet's going to pay $27. It's no different than if I just remove this and I put that $5 bet on the horn high ace deuce, okay? $5. So we really don't have a place to put it on here, so I'm putting it here, but I'm gonna put it on the corner. That way you know. Like, so this is a horn high aces. This is a horn high 12, horn high yo, horn high ace deuce. So if it's a $5 horn high ace deuce and the extra dollar is on the ace deuce, so that's what this bet represents. This, right? 30 minus 3, a direct hit on the low side 15-1, it will always pay $27. So if they bet a horn high yo, it's basically $2 on a yo, $30 minus the 3 that lose on the three-way crap. 30 minus 3, $27. The key is 5 times plus 2 units. I really don't use that a whole lot. You can, certainly you can. There's really no other way to pay it. So the key for the horn high yo or the horn high ace deuce low side, and it's a direct hit, it's 5 times the bet. 5 times 5 is 25. And remember, we have $2 on the yo and $1 on the rest, right? So it's 5 times the bet, 25, plus the $2 that's on the yo, 2 units. That bet pays $27. And that's pretty much it for your 1 through 5. The only other one we need to discuss for a second here is just go over a couple things. So high side, horn high 12, high side hits, $57. Add a 0 plus the place bet on the 5. Low side, $27, 5 times the bet plus the 2 units that's on the bet. Okay? That's your horn highs. C&E. Most common bet we get is a $5 C&E. It's basically a protection bet for their $15 pass line, right? C&E. If a crap rolls 2, 3, or 12, any one of these 3 numbers rolls, this bet is very simple. It pays 3 times the bet, $15. The only time it's different is if the 11 rolls, we pay it 7 times the bet. 7 times 5, it would pay $35. So it's either going to pay 3 times on any one of the craps, or the single yo is going to pay $35. That's it. That's all you need. There's no adding or subtracting anything on that. Same thing with a big red. If somebody bets a $5 big red and it hits 5 times 4, this bet pays $20. If they choose to hop it, let's say they hop it for 6, we put it on the line like that. Now, what is a hop bet? Well, how do we remember what we did with the 3? We did it over here. So, sure enough, 3-way 7, it hits. We take 1 unit, which is what? $2, correct? So we take $2, we add a 0, 20, plus the entire bet, $26. No different than a 3-way crap, where if the ace deuce rolls, $2, 20, plus the $6 bet. They have any 3-number bet, 3-way 7, 3-way 6, 3-way 8, doesn't matter, high, low, yo, ace, deuce, aces, 12, aces, ace, deuce, yo, we don't care. If it's 3 numbers and a 15-1 rolls, 1 unit and a 0 plus the bet. And that takes care of that nice and easy. Okay, so that's how the 3-way 7 works. And that's pretty much it. The only other thing is hop bets. If they want to bet 2-way 5, 2-way 9, it's all 4 of these are 15-1s, right? They have $2.50 on both the 5s, and they have $2.50 on both of the 9s. It's a horn bet. It's a 4-number bet. If that bet rolls, 3 times the bet, $30. Okay, or you can go through the other way. What's the 2-number key? They're both low sides. When a low side rolls on a 2-number bet, 7 times the bet. 7 times 5 is 35 minus the 5 that lost on the 5. So if the 9 rolls, we pay the 9 35, we deduct the $5 on the 5, it pays 30. Or if we know that it's a 4-number bet, we can just go 3 times both of them, $30. Whatever works for you. It doesn't matter to me how you do it. You just need to pick one of those and make sure you embed that in your brain. Obviously, if it's a high side, if it's a high-low, or if it's an 11-12 and the 12 rolls, we know both of these. Whatever one we have to pay, blackjack, add a 0 minus half. Okay? And again, any individual number is the amount of money they bet times whatever the odds are on that number. I can't think of anything else right now. Those are the ones I want you to practice. Those are your base bets. I know this video is probably going to come out backwards. I've tried every kind of way I can to get it another way with the camera that I have with my stand, and it wouldn't work. So you're going to kind of be on your own. Maybe you can flip it on your phone. So, but that's it. So prop bets, C&E, hard ways, and hot bets. Okay. All right. Practice hard, and you'll get this, I promise.